were doing was from the chapter The Right to Be Rich. So I will go through that chapter today. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. No man can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money. For to unfold the soul and develop talent, he must have many things to use, and he cannot have these things unless he has money to buy them. And then we have a gray box that is not part of the original text of the Science Getting Rich. It's more of a addition to the text. That's why it's a noted and integrated edition. Meditation. Imagine something you want to have, be, or do. No matter what it is, odds are it requires money, or at the very least, money would make it happen more easily. Now back to the original text. A man develops in mind, soul, and body by making use of things, and society is so organized that a man must have money in order to become the possessor of things. Therefore, the basis of all advancement for man must be the science of getting rich. Mentions the name of the book. The object of all life development and everything that lives has an incredible right to all development it is capable of attaining. Man's right to life means his right to have the free and unrestricted use of all things which may be necessary to his fullest mental, spiritual, and physical unfoldment, or, in other words, his right to be rich. In this book, I shall not speak of riches in figurative way. To be really rich does not mean to be satisfied or connected with a little. No man ought to be satisfied with a little if he is capable of using and enjoying more. The purpose of nature is the advancement and unfoldment of life, and every man should have all that can contribute to his power, elegance, beauty, and richness of life. To be content with less is sinful, which is kind of interesting because some people would, say, you know, being rich, the love of money is sinful, but it's not because money's a tool, a resource for getting things. The man who owns all he wants for the living of all the life he is capable of living is rich, and no man who has not plenty of money can have all he wants. Life has advanced so far and become so complex that even the most ordinary man or woman requires a great amount of wealth in order to live in a manner that even approaches completeness. Every person naturally wants to become all that they are capable of becoming. A desire to realize innate possibilities is inherent in human nature. We cannot help wanting to be all that we can. And we got to another gray box. Reflection. Money is simply the conduit through which things in our civilization flow. So the science of getting rich is really the science of understanding the world works and how to get it to work for you. Now, back to the original text. Success in life is becoming what you want to be. You can become what you want to be only by making use of things, and you can have the free use of things only as you become rich enough to buy them. To understand the science of getting rich is therefore the most essential of all knowledge. There is nothing wrong in wanting to get rich. The desire for riches is really the desire for a richer, fuller, and more abundant life. and that desire is praiseworthy. The man who does not desire to live more abundantly is abnormal, and so the man who does not desire to have money enough to buy all he wants is abnormal. There are three modes for which we live. We live for the body, we live for the mind, we live for the soul. No one of these is better or holier than the other. All are alike desirable, and no one of the three, body, mind, or soul, can live fully if either of the others is cut short of full life and expression. It is not right or noble to live only for the soul and deny the mind or body, and it is wrong to live for the intellect and deny body or soul. We are all acquainted with the loathsome consequences of living for the body and denying both mind and soul, and we see that real life means a complete expression of all that man can give forth through body, mind, and soul. Whether he can say, whatever he can say, no man can be really happy or satisfied unless his body is living fully in every function, and unless the same is true of his mind and his soul. Whenever there is unexpressed possibility or function not performed, there is unsatisfied desire. Desire is possibility seeking expression or function seeking performance. And it's interesting that this book mentions desire because um, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill also mentions desire. It's actually one of the chapters um, as like one of the principles for becoming successful. Man cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter, and without freedom from excessive toil. Rest and recreation are also necessary to his physical life. He cannot live fully in mind without books and time to study them, without opportunity to travel and observation, or without intellectual companionship. To live fully in mind, he must have intellectual recreations and must surround himself with all the objects of art and beauty he is capable of using and appreciating. To live fully in soul, man must have love, and love is denied expression by poverty. A man's highest happiness is found in the bestowal of the benefits on those he loves. Love finds its most natural and spontaneous expression in giving. The man who has nothing to give cannot fill his place as a husband or father, as a citizen or a man. It is the use of material things that man finds full life for his body, develops his mind, and unfolds his soul. It is therefore of supreme importance to him that he should be rich. It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you are a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect the study, you are derelict in the duty to yourself, to God, and humanity, for you can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself. And you have another gray box here with some questions. Why wouldn't you seek more abundance than you have? Who are you afraid you may be taking money from in order for you to have it? Your exercise for the first chapter is to create an inventory of what you desire in life. Everything you would want to have, be, and do, assuming money was not an issue and you knew you could not fail. The following pages give you space to write out your list. Be as detailed and specific as you can. You can use these pages to get you started, and after completing the book, you can come back to these exercises and redo them in more detail. So, um, on the next page, it says exercise I desire to have, and then it has a whole line page for you to detail what you desire to have. And then on the reverse page, it's the same thing, a line piece of paper, and it says I desire to do. And then on the flip page, it says I desire to be. And then you turn the page and you have another prompt, what I want to get out of life, the most important thing. So at that point, it's kind of like having goals for things you want to have, do, or be, so you can create the life you want. So hopefully you found some value, and keep checking back every so often for some more videos on the science of getting rich. Thanks, and have a good day.